Years of updates of my life after finding wife cheating, P7. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. Update. Hi friends. Just wanted to share an update on where I'm at 3 years into this journey. I remember in my early days being motivated seeing that it was possible to move past this, and I hope that this post can give some of you hope that it is possible to get through this. You can go through my post history to see my journey thus far. But in a nutshell, found out on Jan 1, 2018 that my then wife had an affair and wanted to end our marriage. To say I was in a bad place is an understatement. Since then I've had many ups and downs, but overall I'm in a much better place than I was on D-Day and even prior, honestly. I'm a completely different man than I was back then, but am still a work in progress. Overall things are going well. My ex is still with the AP, arguably no longer the AP as they've been together for 3 years. There was a time when I was hoping it would end, but honestly I don't concern myself with it anymore. Recently it dawned upon me that I've officially gotten to May as Chump Lady calls it. I am by no means best friends with my ex, or even friends for that matter. We are co-parents and do our best to maintain a positive relationship for the benefit of our son. I don't talk to the AP. At best I will say hi to him if he answers the door when I go to pick my son up, but that's the extent of it. Every now and again I have moments where I remember what happened, but the anger has largely subsided. I have enough time and space away from it all to have developed a life of my own, and feel no need or desire to maintain any negative feelings for them. Recently I've been going through a bit of a self-discovery journey. I made the mistake of getting involved with new women not too long after my marriage ended. While I have yet to date anyone seriously, I have been involved with a few women in a casual sense. This, I feel, was a mistake as I didn't truly take the time to learn to love myself and figure out who I want to be and how I would go about doing that. Don't get me wrong, I have done it to a certain extent. However, I recently ended a casual relationship which has hit me hard. After this I dated a bit for the first time and subsequently realized that I was seeking validation/acceptance/connection from these women that I wasn't manifesting within myself. I have started the new year focused on truly learning about myself, how I approach relationships, and how I can become a better version of myself. I am working to get to the point where I am enough for me, and therefore will approach my relationships from a place of abundance and not neediness. I will leave you with a few things that I feel are good lessons I've learned on this journey, that will hopefully be of help to those of you currently in the middle of it all. Time heals, but only if you put in the work. Yes, time heals all wounds. But that doesn't mean you can just sit idly by and expect everything to just be okay. You have to do some work on your part. I have spent a lot of time writing journal entries, talking to therapists, watching videos and reading books to figure out how I could learn from this experience and move forward. You need to be deliberate about your healing process. Note the word process in that statement. This is a process, and it will take time. It isn't linear, so don't get discouraged if you have a streak where you are good, and then you are in a slump. The key is to gradually have more good days between the bad days. Smile. Don't live your life for the external. For too long I hoped that my ex's relationship with the AP would implode, and that she would come begging for me to take her back. I worked out and dressed better in order to show her what she lost. In the end, this led to me doing things for her and not for me, and it's no surprise that I struggled to maintain the positive change I was making for a while. You need to make positive change in your life for you. Don't worry about whether your ex will regret what they did. Don't worry about whether or not they will come back. Focus on you, and that is when good things will happen for you. Learn to love yourself. This is a big one, and something I'm still working on. It's so easy to take this experience and think that you did something wrong. To think that you aren't good enough to be loved. Stop that talk. You are worthy of love, but you have to begin by loving yourself. Learn to be in your own company and don't be afraid to spend time with yourself. When you don't love yourself, you invite others to take advantage of that, and that is when you can fall into toxic relationships. Do not rush into a relationship. You'll hear many people tell you to take time to work on yourself and to not rush into a new relationship. There's a reason for this. After any relationship ends, you need to figure out who you are, and who you want to be. This is your chance to craft a new life for yourself. This is made harder when you are involved with someone. It is a lesson I've had to learn the hard way. When you rush into something before you've healed, you make life complicated for everyone involved. Just take some time to yourself and in the end you'll be in a much better place. Make sure you don't stay on r/surviving infidelity forever. Hear me out. For a while I was on here almost daily. And it helped immensely with getting support and me being able to offer advice too. But I found that eventually I had to get off this sub. Getting reminded every day of infidelity, for me anyway, made it hard to truly start to move on. It was only when I took a break from the sub that I was able to really start healing. I still come here from time to time, but I found that coming here daily for me was doing more harm than good. Again, this is an amazing community with so much support and love, and I would not be where I am without it. But it gets to the point where you have to distance yourself from infidelity. So yay, 3 years. For those of you that were instrumental in my journey, again, thank you. This community is a major reason for how well I am doing these days. The support and love that I received from many of you was amazing, and I'll forever be grateful. For those of you getting started in your journey, it can get better. It really is a roller coaster of emotions. You will have good days and bad days, but it can get better. Notice I said it can, and not does. As I said before, your healing has to be deliberate, and it will take time and work. But it is possible. If you got this far, thanks for reading, and I wish you well on your journey as a member of the club no one should ever have to join. Update. Hi all. I guess it's become a bit of a tradition for me now around this time of year to post an update. Partly to hopefully give those of you in the middle of this hope that life can go on. But also for me to reflect on things. My post history has more details, but short of the long is that in early 2018 my then wife decided she no longer wanted to be married and wanted to live happily ever after with her AP. I went through a lot that first year. It was a pain I didn't know I could feel, and it would have well and truly broken me if not for the need to stay strong for my son. It took 3 years for me to get to what some call May. To get to the point where I don't care about what she does other than that she is a good mom to our son. And irrespective of what she did to me, I know that she is a great mother to our son. We aren't friends, but we work together to co-parent effectively. There were many who gave the advice of getting revenge against her in the AP. At the time I may have briefly considered it, but I know I would have regretted it since my son has medical conditions that require my ex and I to work together for him to thrive. If I had gone down the petty route my son likely would have suffered and wouldn't be thriving as he is today. My ex and the AP are still together. I don't know nor care about whether or not they are happy. All I care about is that my son is happy, and he is. I don't talk to the AP other than saying hi to each other if we see each other in pickups and drop-offs. My ex and I only talk about our son and don't engage in any talk about anything else. She tries sometimes to be friendly but I don't engage, it just isn't something I want or need from her. The anger has well and truly subsided. I rarely ever think about what happened but sometimes I go back to that place and feel the anger when I think of what she did. But in a minute or two it goes away. I don't think I'll ever truly forget about what she did, nor do I think I will ever not feel some sort of anger towards her on some level. But it doesn't control my life anymore. I might think about it once every few months but otherwise I live my life. I've been dating this past year, but unfortunately have yet to meet anyone with which I well and truly feel a close connection. Dating is hard, and I don't recommend getting into it until you've had some time to process what has happened. I've struggled with doubts about the person's intentions and why they're being so good to me when I don't feel deserving. Infidelity really tears apart your self-esteem and it's something that I've had to confront to have a fair chance at dating. You are good enough, and when someone wants to show you that you matter to them, let them. I didn't really have a plan for this post, it was mainly a way of me getting some things out. This year I'm looking to keep working on me. Getting in better health, taking up some good habits, and being a better dad. I've gotten to the point where the betrayal no longer defines me or gets in the way of me living my life. Now I am the only one that gets in the way of me living my life. In some ways I'm in a much better place than 4 years ago, but now that I'm past it all I need to be more deliberate about building the life I want. I'll close this off by just saying to anyone going through this that you can get through this. There will be good days and bad days. Eventually you get to the point where the bad days have more good days in between. And one day, you get to May. But it doesn't happen on its own. You have to be intentional about recovering. Therapy is often necessary, but definitely a lot of self-reflection is mandatory, I feel, to really work through all this. My post last year has practical advice that I think is still valid. I hope this gives some of you the hope that it can get better. Sending good vibes to you all. That's the end of the series. If you want to find out the beginning of the story, please check our channel. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.